Alright, so they didn't let me jungle. So you know what this means. It's a top lane Garen game. Hooray! Which one? And yeah, the beginning, the first stages just go poorly. Which do? I mean, I thought my opponent was gonna be fish cancer, fizz and shit. But you're gonna see who it is. It's gonna be Twisted Fate, and AD Twisted Fate at that. I mean, I would have thought that maybe I would have stood a chance because I destroy him. I mean, I would destroy him another time since he's a squishy character. But goddamn, prepared to see the massacre that is gonna occur. I know, spoiler alert, whatever. But it's pretty much sped through this whole carnage right now. Doran's Blade Start, and Potion. I honestly thought I was going to be fighting the fish, and maybe I'd be able just to kill the fish during some of his jumping shenanigans, but no. Just watch this. The Twisted Fate takes pock shots at me whenever he can, and I can't go on top of him right now. No, it's because I lost my chance. If I knew it was Twisted Fate, I would have probably tried hiding in the bushes and sort of zerged him at the very beginning just to force him out of the... force him away from the minions. But I thought it was fish, so I stood behind, my minions as they were spawning and they were arriving to the lane, and I lost any opportunity I had. And so now he sort of got to lower my health down and just pick at me, and I'm just kind of really sad. And right now, he's about to murder me. Get ready for this. Just flash forward, and if I expected that, maybe I would have been able to kill him too. But sadly, I'm not actually the first blood. My other teammate Oriana's dead, and will continue to die, and die some more she will. So you can see I bought another Doran's Blade. Now, here's my gamble. And this is, I mean, normally I would say stuff like, go defensive if you're losing, because if you just keep feeding, shit's going to be worse. And yeah, going pure defensive would allow you to survive against other stuff like maybe Riven and shit, especially someone like Garen who doesn't really need DPS items to kill certain characters. The weakness of that, though, is if you go defensive, you're just allowing certain ranged characters or certain strong harassers to continue to harass you with, no threat or whatever. Plus, I am pretty damn sure I could murder this Twisted Fate if I get on top of him. That is, if I manage to get on top of him. So I'm waiting for my Ignite and hopefully level 6 to just obliterate him. But of course, you can see I'm whittled down once again, and I have to just kind of play like a scared little bitch right now. I'm no man yet. I am but a mere child. And then he ends up killing me too. He gets the Ignite first and just murders me. So, you can see I buy 2 longswords. Two longswords and a potion just to murder him. Sadly, even though I'm dying at top, Oriana's died for 4th time. So though I don't blame her. I mean, she's getting camped by Cancerfish and Jarvan. So here I'm just looking for an opportunity to jump into Twisted Fate. He bought a Berserker Screws first and a Stinger. That means his offensive capabilities are in the shithole. So I'm not as afraid as before, and I'm starting to get a little bit more courageous here. If he attacks me, unless he has his W, he won't do too much damage. So, and also if I jump on him, I don't expect him to be able to counterattack so easily. So you can see I jump on him with my Q and a flash, just spin on his face, and Ignite's going to finish him off. Just that death alone resets the whole lane for me. I know I can kill him from now on. And I know like his item choices did not steer him in a way that he can for him to be able to destroy me. I felt he probably either should. I mean, Berserker Greaves is honestly a smart choice against someone like me. He can just kite me forever, but a Stinger is not a good choice against me. I mean, if he thought he was just going to be able to harass me forever, he thought wrong. I mean, if I had bought a defensive item and I had known he'd go Berserker Greaves Stinger, maybe he wouldn't have done anything to me. But I honestly think he should have gone some AD or hell, maybe some hybrid AP. A Sheen would have been nice. But because you bought that, I kind of just get to destroy him. I mean, yeah, auto attacks will hurt more, and he'll be able to pull them off more. But if I get on top of him, and he stands still to do those auto attacks, or he struggles to do some attack moving during that, he's just going to get destroyed. By the way, I don't understand this at all. Look at this. I am pretty fucking sure the Jarvan saw me, okay? I'm pretty sure he saw me go in there. And he still goes to the red anyways, and gives me essentially a free kill. So all the shenanigans I suffered through the early game, although being put behind, no longer relevant. I'm now going to be able just to go back and do spinny Garen bullshit. So hooray for me. My manliness has been unlocked. My codpiece is no longer able to contain my manhood. So Luckily, also, my bottom lane seems to be dominating because Lulu is queen bitch of the pixies, and you can see her just shitting everybody's heart throughout this whole game. She was really, really strong, except in one moment in the game, and that moment will become very obvious, and you'll see it out later. See right there? Fucking putting Fizz in his place. Putting up in Gyro Sushi Shop right there to be eaten. So we get towers down bottom. You can see me split pushing top because pretty much anybody who faces me top right now would pretty much just get absolutely destroyed. And here, I just don't know what the fuck the Twisted Fate was thinking. Like, yeah, you know, you could ambush them from behind, but no one in your team was in range to actually take advantage of that. So you just died alone, which makes me think the Twisted Fate, for all the harassment he put out early and pressure he put on, doesn't quite understand, you know, the risk involved when he does things like that. Either way, you can see I bought a Ghost Blade and a Warren's Mail. I would usually buy a Black Cleaver, but in this case I bought it because I felt the Warren's Mail was important just to deal with some of the bullshit in my opponents and the eventual random Zoman that I'm going to have to purchase. Like Twisted Fate, some of his card stuff would get nullified by Warren's Mail. By the way, here's just sad. He hits me with the golden card as I attack him. In hindsight, it was totally a stupid idea on my part, and then Fizz comes and kills me. Now, in hindsight, this was a dumb idea by Lulu, and I honestly thought the Oriana was going to join her and help her, and that those two would probably be able to stop the turret being destroyed. But no, only Lulu tried, and since she was the only one there, they decided to kill her too. So for her badassery down bottom, by the way, that was hilarious right there. These two died into the rocket shot. She kind of did something dumb at the top tower. Though these guys here did something dumb at bottom tower. It was just so stupid. So, by the way, I chase after Twisted Fate. He pops his ultimate to escape. And, yeah, honestly, it's still worth it in my part, even though I didn't kill him. You know, an ultimate for basically nothing. So I still got farm, and I still got forced him away. And it only cost me the cooldown of a Ghost Blade. So, anyhow, I love Jarvan. Of course, his matchups are terrible. As you can see, most ranged champions will just shit on him. But the amount of fuck you power you have is glorious. It's sort of like a lot of players just severely underestimate the potential you have in terms of murdering them. It's like you see Rivens try to all in you, and then you Q them, spin on them, ult them, goodbye, folks, and then he's dead, and then they're dead, of course. You've seen that other Garen video I uploaded where that Riven just tried so hard to kill me. By the way, I love this. The enemy team must have not seen me come in here, so they're also like randomly walking around, and then Twisted Fate decides, you know what, it's a good time to back away. But me remembering what happened in top lane decides just to go fuck him up. He gets a full, you know, erected sword up his ass. So either way, Jarvan gets caught, and he gets murdered, and then I wonder why I am employed to him as a bodyguard. So, hooray for us. Either way, the other top lane champions you know I pick are usually like Garen, Karma, sometimes the occasional Gragas, but I tend to prefer mid lane mostly because I don't have that many mid lane champions. And Teemo if I feel like a massive dick. Of course, though, like these types of champions I feel are kind of good at carrying from the shitter elos. Like for when I was leveling up from silver to gold, actually some early platinum, I played a lot of Teemo, and it's really fucking weird. And people just kept asking me on stream why I did it. Champions like Garen and Teemo and stuff are very good at punishing misplays and setting up to make the opponents misplay. Like, look at Garen. Yet none of the enemy team members can kill me in a 1v1. They can kite me. If they have all their summoner spells, they'll surely be able to beat me. However, if you play Garen properly, you could probably force out all their summoner spells and still survive. And you may not kill them, but their summoner spells are gone. So it's sort of like they're out of resources. But of course, if you're behind on Garen, then you can't really do anything. I mean, look at a lot of my opponents have made a lot of misplays, and I've taken advantage of them. I've murdered them, or just sort of, you know, embarrassed them. You'll see, I believe, 2 more really gruesome ultimates from Garen in this one. And like in a lot of them, you'll just kind of feel like, man, the opponent really forgot that this can happen to them if they get even low health near Garen. and Teemo, like going to the whole top laners to punish people. Teemo, we all know that. You set up traps everywhere. You set up traps almost at random, and you kind of sort of piss people off. Look, here I jump on the Fizz because he got too close to me, and then just immediately kill him before the silence even wears off. So he had no chance in fucking hell to survive that. It's like Garen gets close again, so I just decide to ignore the rules of the game and turret dive. I love that about most champions like this. They underestimate how stupidly strong Garen's silence is, and they underestimate just how much damage your spin does, or just how difficult it can be to kill a Garen who's slightly ahead, or just how much of a big middle finger the ultimate is. And yeah, like again, Teemo is one of them. Gragas is one of them. Most he doesn't die. Karma is one of the biggest fucking dicks in the game. It's just like, oh, you thought you were gonna kill me? No, fuck you. Survive, shield, 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 drain with a mantra W. Like, I just love those kinds of champions because in the lower levels, people get overconfident and they overcommit, and you punish them, and then they get stressed out and they make more mistakes, and you just pile on the stress towards them, and then they just continue to fail over and over. So yeah, Garen may not be one of the most top picks in the game. Hell, he might not even be picked beyond Platinum or early Diamonds. But I honestly recommend you learn to play him. Because look here, I spin to win on Jarvan. He was silent, so he just couldn't do shit. And the second Fizz gets in here, he just gets annihilated. Boom. Of course, the game was almost over, so I'm pretty sure they just stopped giving a fuck. But it's just that raw power. I mean, look at every Garen game I uploaded. Just how many times I just say fuck you to the enemy team with my ultimate. It's just so glorious. Either way, I do wholly recommend you try learning Garen, at least for the early levels. He's very easy to learn, very easy to itemize, and if you at least know how to, 100% people, then you can come back from even the shittiest positions. Definitely recommended for lower elos, and even for some of the higher elos. Hooray for Garen and his big gigantic middle finger.